Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader, and I use the amazing Lenormand deck. So download your starter guide to get started with this amazing deck. Welcome to a new weekly reading. We are using the Zen deck today, and we are doing an extended line of 5. Let's go ahead and start with you, Aries. Let's deal out these cards and see what's ahead for you this week. Okay, Aries, here is your extended line of 5. It's looking quite positive, generally positive. It's a bit more on the neutral side. We have the clouds in the middle, but we have the lovely flowers at the top, which is a very bright card. And also the child is quite bright. So the clouds in the middle points to thoughts, potentially confusion. It can be a stressful situation, but it is important here to think through things and to clarify matters. Now, backing up here, we have the child and fish, and this can be either a new source of income or I'm thinking a new source of expenses, because the clouds and fish can suggest expenses because it's on the more negative side. So there could be a new thing that you're spending on. And the thing about the house and tower is that it could affect a few different things, but for the long term. So the house can represent your home, your space, and maybe you have expenses in relation to the home, potentially something like a mortgage, that you're going to commit to long term. So at this stage, you might want to figure this out. Now, the house can represent any space, or in the context of this line, it can represent any sort of situation. But the idea is that you are thinking for things over the long term. Now, you could also be working through a new source of income. I'm thinking something like maybe a business, a home-based business, or maybe a new project in whatever context. So if you are pursuing something new like this is very exciting. You do want to clarify matters, and you definitely want to keep the long-term picture in mind. Now, the flowers and ring on either side of the clouds, again, suggests this element of thinking through things, but the flowers is very bright, and it really encourages you to see the optimistic side of things. And the ring is great for a relationship, but also a commitment over the longer term, a bit like the tower. So you could be at a point where you are moving into something new that requires some kind of commitment over the longer term. And so you need to think through this and aligning yourself with it. So you have to maintain that vision and prepare yourself for this. And what this new thing is, well, it could be a few things. Like we said, there could be a new source of expense that you're committing to, that you're going to be spending on. It could be in relation to the home or something else that creates that kind of stability and requires that kind of stability. You could also be working through a new project, like a new source of income, a new job. And because of the flowers and ring, it can also be a relationship. And this would work well with the house. So in terms of a relationship, the same idea applies. It's like you're committing over the longer term. You could be maybe organizing your life around this, and similar practical things because of the fish. Now, the fish with the flowers, house, and ring, this is a lovely combination. This is probably the brightest, or even the outer diamond is lovely. This is great for success. It's great for abundance. It's great for a relationship. And it's great for all sorts of connections and commitments. Really lovely. Again, the fish has that element of work, money, and business. So you could be in for a new creative project, or maybe your relationship is becoming fruitful and it's really materializing in some lovely way. So very beautiful cards here. The child with the flowers, tower, and ring is a lovely combination for a new beginning, and also possibly a renewal. So maybe it's not totally new, but you've already started in it and you're sort of refreshing your involvement. The ring is great for this long-term kind of vision and commitment. It could be a new relationship. It could be a renewal, but certainly the flowers and child bring this element of a refreshed energy, like an openness to what's ahead. And the ring and tower suggest a long-term commitment. So these are really pretty cards, Aries. They suggest success, commitment, new starts, or a renewal in certain activities and relationships. And it definitely suggests that you're ready to engage. Now, again, the clouds being in the middle, it's definitely a good time, Aries, to think through this new beginning and to prioritize the long-term vision and that the stability that comes with it. I also feel that it's a good idea to express yourself and to move ahead with these projects. Just have a plan, don't doubt yourself and things like that. Be positive and move ahead. Let me know what you make of these lovely cards, Aries. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Taurus, here is your extended line of 5. And curiously, I also got the clouds for Aries just in the reading before. So it's looking mostly neutral, but it is looking productive and fruitful. And it looks like you are in a space of growth. Now, the clouds, especially in the center, really focuses on the mind and thoughts. It can be a bit challenging. It can suggest a bit of tension and negativity. But I think in the more neutral context here, it invites you to clarify certain matters and I think it's going to be focused on prioritizing your objectives. So backing up here, we've got the house and moon. And this can point to an invitation to someone's place because of the lily and mountain, which are sort of more distant cards, especially the mountain. It could be in relation to family, in a different country or in a different location, because the lilies is often a card of seniors and elders. So it could be a connection with that. Maybe you're looking at establishing yourself in that location, or you could be creating a closer connection. You could also have some matters to work through. So in this sense, the house and moon is not so much of an invitation, but it's more about figuring out certain aspects of the lifestyle or the home, the situation, the family. Now, the moon and lilies can also point to work. And the fish is also the card of money. So this theme could be relevant. The moon and lily can point to your work. And with the mountain, there could be a few things here. Either you work online or in another location and you have connections. It's also possible that the mountain is an obstacle which you need to work through. So this is probably working through an offer or certain developments with your work. Now, the fish and tree on either side of the clouds are really bright. Without the clouds, they are very bright. They point to success and well-being and abundance. So these are lovely cards. Now, with the clouds between them, you could be working through this. So working through some issues here, maybe certain expenses, or maybe looking at growing your income or stabilizing your financial situation or your practical life in general. And again, the clouds is that thinking kind of card. And certainly with the tree, which is a card of contemplation as well, we see here a message for taking a step back and figuring things out for your finances. So that's how I felt. There can be an element of priority, especially with the lily, which is also one of those slower, mature cards. At the same time, these are good cards for growing your income, for making sound decisions, and for thinking about the long term. Now, the moon, fish, lily, and tree is actually really, really nice. This is a great combination for your work, your business, and doing well. We're seeing the fish connected with these cards without the challenges of the clouds. And it does suggest being in a stable path, being on the right track with your work, your money, and I would say also your life in general. These cards are quite stable, Taurus. So I wouldn't make changes at this point, at least. I would focus on creating this foundation and building on top of it. The house with the fish, mountain, and tree is another indication of having some kind of foothold abroad. The tree can point to your roots and the home can point to family. So we have a good suggestion here that you could be looking at your family home or some other closer connection or relevant, significant connection in your life. And the fish points to this money aspect. So it could be investments, it could be family money, it could be your work, your business, and there's lots of possibilities. So again, you could be looking at creating some kind of foundation in a different location or connecting with people in that space. But overall, Taurus, these are really nice cards for prosperity and just really ironing out some elements here, but really aligning with your prosperity and a sense of stability with regards to your work, your money, your business, and potentially also your home. And I think it's all coming together. You know, I think it's all of these things together. We could be looking at your life in general. I also want to suggest, Taurus, that you definitely want to slow down. I wouldn't rush any decisions. I wouldn't take any quick actions. The clouds in the center is really focused on the thought process, and the tree really supports that. And actually, you know, the house being a card of privacy and the mountain being a card of distance, it's a really good time to step back, to look at the big picture, and to consider where this is all heading and how it's all going to come together. I would say these are nice cards for assessment, for taking a step back. Let me know what you made of them, Taurus. As always, I look forward to your perspective if you're willing to share. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Gemini, here is your extended line of 5, and it's challenging, but it's also really bright because we have the lovely star at the end of the line. Earlier, we see some challenges. We have the cross in the middle and also the whip, and clouds and potentially the mountain can be challenging as well. So it's quite loaded here, and then there's like an element of freedom and well-being. There's something really relieving about the stars at the end of the line. Now, the cross in the middle can point to some tough decisions, but also you have to deal with something and it can feel like a burden and it's quite heavy on you. The moon and whip can point to a disagreement or an offer that was turned down or something didn't work out. And with the cross here, it's like you have to deal with it in a certain way. And then the garden involves maybe other people or a certain environment where you're working through this. But then the beautiful star is relieving and suggests that you are able to turn around from these challenges. Now, what the challenge is and what location or environment the garden represents is pretty flexible. We don't really see a theme from these cards, Gemini. So this could be a social environment, it could be a work environment, or it could be some other situation in your life that has given you headaches and problems, but you're able to work things through. Now, the garden is also a people card because it's associated with communities and networks and the public. And so there could be some people or certain environments where you need to interact with others, and they're probably going to help you overcome these challenges. Now, the mountain and clouds on either side of the cross is also challenging. There's a blockage here. Things could be out of your hands because of the cross. There can be some challenges and complications that you are working through. And this is probably what you're figuring out. And it's also probably what others could help you figure out. But again, really seeing the star at the end of the line is very helpful. It does help overturn these challenges because it's like an outcome, but you have to work through the process here. The whip with the mountain, garden, and clouds is also challenging. We have the whip and mountain, which suggests breaking through obstacles. We have the garden and clouds, which can point to complications and, similar with the whip and clouds. So it's kind of tough, and you have to also be, maybe you need to be a bit more aggressive with this, Gemini, where you need to really put in the energy and the work to make it happen. The moon with the mountain, star, and clouds, this is obviously going to be a more positive diamond because we have the star at the end of the line. The moon and mountain is a bit of a gentler combination. It is kinder and smoother. And with the clouds here, there's like a shadow aspect. So again, getting into the weeds, getting behind the issues, and working through the blockages and the obstacles. And it is very promising because we have the beautiful star at the end of the line here. So you're working through a challenging episode or a challenging process or situation, Gemini, and this could be in any context, really. The cards are not telling at all in terms of what context or theme or life area this is happening in, so it's flexible. It could be something with work, something with home, something with relationships or certain groups or another, or whatever process you are working through. So keep up the good work, Gemini. Don't give up on this. this. Keep forging ahead and put in the effort and the energy, and you'll be on the other side of this. Let me know what you make of these ideas. I hope it works out for you in this way. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Cancer, here is your extended line of 5. And we do have the scythe in the middle. It comes between the fox and heart in the column, which is a little bit challenging. The fox and heart, Cancer, this often points to someone who is half-hearted. And it's not always the case, but with the scythe and the scythe also being a separation card, and we're seeing it between the moon and garden, I think you need to let go of someone who is not really genuine. You could also be breaking away from something that you don't really genuinely care about. So I think you can stop going through the motions and just move on and make a change. Earlier here, we have the fish and moon, and this is usually this is a work offer, a business offer, and the fox is actually also a card of jobs. And the garden can represent your work environment. And with the rider, you could be moving in a different direction. So yes, the fox and heart can suggest moving away from something that you're not really interested in. And that thing could be your current job or a current project or engagement. We have the fish and moon that points to an offer, which enables you to make a change, as we see through the garden and rider. The scythe and garden is about a break away from a certain environment, and the rider is about moving in a new direction here. So there's a change this week, and it could be a radical one, but it sounds like it's a relieving one, breaking away and making a change into something more exciting. The moon with the fox, garden, and heart, this could be a work offer. Now, the fox and moon can sometimes point to an offer that is not really great, but these days and more, I'm tending to see it as a more neutrally a work offer. And instead, I feel that something like the scythe and moon or the snake and moon is better to suggest something like turning away. I've been getting a lot of these messages, in these forecasts. So it helps to evolve a little bit. So you could get a new offer, or you could be involved in a new job or project that proves to be a bit more engaging to you. We have the moon and heart, and the heart and garden. The fish with the fox, rider, and heart is also good for money. We've got the fish, which is a card of money, and with the heart, it points to happiness in this area. So the money element moving forward could be a bit better. You could also be making changes like within your current state, not necessarily moving jobs altogether, although that's also possible. So there's some good progress this week. It's great for change, and it's great for pursuing jobs that are more interesting, for seizing an opportunity that comes your way, and for becoming more active, more proactive, and engaged moving forward. So I feel the area is mostly in your work, Cancer, but it could be potentially in some other areas as well. For example, you could be looking at a social situation where you're letting go of certain people, certain types, or a specific person who is not really, whom you're not really into and who is not really genuine. And you could be making changes in terms of this circumstance and your social environment, and pursuing new avenues or getting to know other people. It's also a good idea to break away from your silence, to pick up and go out and do things, and also break the routine a little bit this week, Cancer, and do something a little bit different. It sounds like it's a good time for getting some fresh air, changing up the routine, and taking a break from it. Let me know what you make of these ideas. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Leo, here is your extended line of 5. And we've got the woman in the line, the letter. It clearly points to some contact with this person. And we have two very bright cards along with the tree. We have the star and clover, and these are two of the brightest cards of the deck. Now, in the middle, in the center, we have the anchor. The anchor is a card of strength and confidence. It's also a card of staying put or being in a certain location, like being anchored in a place. And we see it with the mountain, which often points to someone who is based either abroad or farther away from where you are. Now, the stars and letter points to some really good news. There's wish coming through, positive feedback, and also very positive communication. And because of the anchor, mountain, and woman after the letter, it seems like you are able to be in touch with this person. You might even consider spending some time with this person abroad. The clover with the tree is also especially the tree supports this stability and staying put of the anchor. And that clover is definitely encouraging. So this can point to a couple of possibilities here. Either you're creating a foundation in a different location, or you're creating a connection with this person, which is definitely encouraged. But the cards can also point to patience. So the tree, anchor, and mountain, all three cards are slower cards. The anchor is right in the middle. So there is an element of patience where things are building on the right foundation in this relationship and in this space with this person. So these are really nice cards for a connection, for good news, for spending time with this person and building that connection, and building not only the connection with the person, but to that place where that person is. The letter with the clover, mountain, and tree is similar. We have the mountain and tree, which is a bit like the anchor and mountain. They sort of play a similar dynamic here, where you have roots in that location. The letter and clover is very positive. So you could get some really positive feedback that enables you to be with this person, to connect with that place. The star with the clover, woman, and tree is great for the relationship. This is the brightest set of cards because all three positive cards are connected. It's great for the relationship. It's definitely growing and unfolding, and there's a strong connection. There could even be something like a spiritual connection because we've got the star, the tree, and the clover. There's these elements, these spiritual elements at play here. So it's great for the relationship. It's great for being in touch with this person, for allowing the relationship to unfold, and also for connecting with that place. Now, the cards are flexible in terms of what context, because we're not seeing romantic cards as such. We're not seeing work cards, family cards, business, work, money cards. It's really pretty open. And the woman is a relationship, but we have relationships in all of these areas. So let me know in what context you felt these applied to you and how they played out. What was this connection about? As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week, Leo. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Virgo, here is your extended line of 5. We have lots of bright cards, the heart, the star, and flowers. These are lovely. The rider is quite nice, but we do have the mouse, which is a bit challenging, but I have to say the bear can aggravate it a little bit because the bear makes things big. So the rider in the middle here, it points to progress. It's definitely a message for you to move ahead, even if there are going to be challenges down the line. Earlier, we have the heart and stars. And these are great for inspiration, for wish fulfillment, and going after your goals, going after the things that you love. It's really clear in these cards. Now, the mouse and bear can pose some obstacles, potentially big ones, Virgo, but the bear is also a card of strength and power and confidence. And so it definitely encourages you to stand up to the issues and to be on top of them, and don't be intimidated whatsoever by whatever comes up. The mountain and flowers on either side of the rider certainly suggest that you overcome obstacles, because we have the mountain, which can be a bit of a blockage card, and then we have the rider and flowers. The rider and flowers is lovely for inspiration, for success, and also for a sense of enthusiasm as you pursue your goals. And it's also a generally positive combination for achievement in like a broad sense. So again, these cards are really supporting this sense of creativity and inspiration, and they definitely encourage you to pursue your objectives and go after the things that you want, even if you're feeling, even if there are issues that come up. You've got what it takes and you can deal with it. Another way to look at the bear is potentially as competition. There could be some people who are trying to intimidate you or who want to compete against you. And this could create a bit of a challenge, but again, I think you're up for it and you have lots of positivity here to go for it. Now, the cards are general in the sense that they don't really tell of a specific area like work, money, business, people, a home. It's really open in terms of what context this figures in. The star with the mountain, mouse, and flowers, again, two very bright cards that enable you to overcome the obstacles. I think it's very important for you to be anchored in your vision and your optimism so that you face up to these challenges with the right perspective. The heart, mountain, bear, and flowers is beautiful. This is definitely a good combination for success and empowerment and a sense of triumph, I would say, even with the flowers and bear. Another thing is that the mountain can represent a place in a different location abroad, farther from where you are. And with the rider, you could be traveling somewhere, and the bear can mean someone who is based there. It could be you, it could be someone else, but it sounds like you're connecting and going to that place. This too can happen. So this is great for a vacation or a trip or a little adventure here. And there can be some mishaps around along the way. But not the end of the world, Virgo. So keep going and deal with the issues as they come up. So it could be about travel. It is likely about your goals and your creativity and the things that you love. That's for sure. But again, these can apply in different contexts. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Virgo. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Libra, here is your extended line of 5, and it's pretty clear that it's focused on a relationship. I have to say that even though the cards are not challenging or very negative, the scythe is a bit challenging, but the rest of the cards are not. The cards can point to a parting or a separation from someone. Of course, the scythe is specifically the card of separation and cutting and breakoffs. So by itself, it's pretty expressive. And it's also in the center of your extended line of 5. But we also have other cards that point to potentially a separation. There is a flip side, though. There is a possibility that something comes up or something is revealed, and this could sort of inspire a relationship. But I have to say that we have the mountain at the end of the line, and the mountain is a card of blockages. So it points to obstacles and things being on hold. So it does get in the way of the relationship. So backing up here, we have the birds with the woman and the scythe. This can be some news or some sudden context or some kind of communication. And the thing about the scythe is that it can mean sudden, it's a little bit out of the blue and unexpected, but it also communicates this idea of a separation. And we do have the scythe with the heart. This is often a heartbreak in quite a very literal kind of a way. And then we have the mountain. So it's like it sort of blocks the feelings, you know? So there can be some news or someone reveals something that causes a separation, and it could also be something hurtful that is said. Now, the thing about the mountain is that it is not an active card as such. It does point to a blockage, so it can mean not reacting and sort of just creating some kind of a blockage against it. Now, the moon and book on either side of the scythe, this can mean a revelation as well. We have the scythe and book, a bit like the scythe and bird. It's like the scythe breaks open the book. Normally, I like the scythe on the other side of the book. So that suggests, it opens the book, and sometimes with the book on the side, it is kind of closed. So there isn't news that is revealed yet, but the scythe is quite strong, and it's quite sharp. So it can overcome the weight of the order of the cards. The moon is a gentle card. It softens the edges of the scythe a little bit, but I still think there's going to be some kind of revelation or some kind of news. Now, the thing about the cards is that apart from the mountain being a bit of an obstacle, like I said at the outset, we're not seeing other challenging cards like the whip or the mouse or the clouds. It's really just this combination. So again, I feel that another way this can play out is that there's a sudden revelation and it's not necessarily hurtful. And this can come through in this diamond. So we have the woman, moon, heart, and book. And this is quite a positive combination because of the moon and heart. These are great for feelings and romance and warmth. And with the book, it can mean that this person has feelings towards you, or you have feelings towards this person, or it's mutual, but they're not really revealed. And that's why we have the scythe in the middle. So there can be an opportunity here. The bird with the moon, mountain, and book is another combination that keeps things a bit silent, because we have the book and mountain, and we have the bird earlier, but I feel that maybe it's either it's not fully revealed, or it's in the works, or it's going to happen. The moon is also a card of invitations with the book and with the bird, and maybe the mountain can represent a place in another location. So this could be an invitation to go somewhere, to, suddenly pick up and do something together. These are possible scenarios. So it's a really interesting set of cards that suggests something special here happening with this person. There are feelings in there. They could be really revealed, or, you could start to get a feel for them. And it is possible also that there's a separation. Although I have to say that having gone through the cards, I'm not so sure that a breakup as such is the main takeaway here. I think it's really about something coming through to the surface. And also, my feeling is that this is more on the romantic side. We have the moon and heart, and we don't have other cards that might suggest something not so romantic. So I feel this could be the main area. But the cards can apply in another context. Maybe you're pursuing an offer. Maybe you're waiting for this woman to get back to you with something, and hopefully she does within the week. Again, the mountain at the end of the line, I feel, plays a bit of an ambiguous role here. It can suggest that location, but aside from the location aspect, in terms of a blockage, I think that, there is a revelation, you get a feel for the feelings, but I'm not so sure how far you can go with them just yet or within the week. So a really interesting set of cards, Libra. I certainly look forward to your thoughts and feedback if you're willing to share. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Scorpio, here is your extended line of 5. And with just a few cards, there seems to be a lot going on. We have relationships, we have jobs, we have travel, or some decisions here. In the center, we have the clouds, which is a card of the mind. It points to thinking and thoughts, but it also tends to be negative. It points to stress and confusion. And also in the center, especially with a card like the cross, you might need to make some decisions. I think you have to prioritize here. There's so much going on in different areas that you could be a little bit all over the place. And with the cross and ship, it's definitely a good idea to straighten out your priorities and to move in a specific direction. Earlier, we have the fox and woman along with the clouds. This could be a bit difficult for the relationship. And with the cross and ship, you might decide to either move away or move forward, maybe putting up with certain aspects of this person. Now, the fox is also a card of jobs. And so you could be looking at a colleague who's a bit difficult, or not necessarily. And it could be your work. But again, there could be some tricky connections here, maybe a difficult customer or colleague or some other kind of situation that you have to work with. You definitely want to focus on, you definitely want to focus. So the clouds can be a little bit all over the place, but the cross and ship definitely encourage you to have a clear direction and move forward. And this is also a message not to stall. So move past difficult people, move past the issues. The ring with the clouds and fish has to do with either relationships or with money. And in all cases, there are some complications here as well because we have the clouds. The clouds and fish can point to expenses, and with the ring, they can be recurring expenses. So these are commitments. All sorts of possibilities are applicable here. Things like mortgages, recurrent payments, subscriptions, or other kinds of commitments. And these could be, maybe you want to look at this, maybe cut away some of these commitments, some of these expenses, Scorpio. It could save you not only money, but also headaches and having to pay attention to things. More broadly speaking, you could be looking at your job, your work, your business, your responsibilities, and they could be causing you a bit of a headache here. And in terms of relationships, Scorpio, they are also a bit challenging because of the clouds. Normally, the fish and ring, with the in a relationship context, they point to a more physical kind of connection. And with the clouds, I have to wonder if, you're feeling it, or if you're not really on the same page, or maybe that's not what you want out of the relationship. Other sorts of relationship, it could feel like a materialistic connection here. And this could be part of what you're evaluating. So you need to focus, you need to make decisions, and you need to move forward, because it sounds like where you are right now, it's kind of blocking you. You could be having some sense of paralysis where you're not sure what to do. So make a decision and move forward. It sounds like it's better than not making any steps forward. It's better than staying stuck. So the cards, like I said, can apply in different contexts. There's also different things happening, and you could be a little bit all over the place. So that's definitely key to get past this, Scorpio, this week in order to move forward. So again, have a thought, think through things, make a decision, and move forward. And like we said, you could be moving forward with solving a problem, moving away from a relationship, or reprioritizing your energy and your focus. Now, the woman with the ring, cross, and fish can suggest your responsibilities, your work responsibilities. The woman and fish can represent a customer or other people with whom you're involved, work-wise, money-wise, and in these areas. And again, the cross suggests that you might want to assess your investment in this. Alternatively, the cards in this diamond can encourage you to have to live up to the expectations. And it doesn't sound like you're getting away from your problems, but it's more like you have to focus on them in order to solve them, and you have to also accept your responsibilities. The fox with the ring, ship, and fish, on the other hand, is actually a really good combination. So these are cards that are great for work, money, and business. And certainly seeing the ship here with the fish, these are great cards for seeing the results, seeing your efforts pay off, making sales, landing good deals, especially with the ring. And so this is quite encouraging for your work and your money and your business, and also your relationships, broadly speaking. So that's a really nice line to see, or a set of cards to see, in view of the clouds and cross in the middle here. So again, Scorpio, really focusing on prioritizing is what's going to pay off. Okay, so no more distractions, no more being stuck or stalled. Move ahead, make a choice, and move forward, and you'll find that it does pay off. Another way we can look at the cards is that you could get an offer, and it sounds like it needs a bit of work. This opportunity needs a bit of work, a bit of thought, and maybe you adjust some parts of it, and then once you do, you're able to move ahead. So these are some really good cards, actually. This outer diamond really helps improve the picture, away from the clouds and cross. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Scorpio. I hope you resonate with them positively. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your extended line of 5, and we have the child right in the middle. So this is obviously a new beginning. Something new is opening up for you. And what's also interesting is that we have the coffin earlier. The coffin is normally a card of endings, but we also have the flowers, which points to a renewal often. So together, these 3 cards suggest that something that had been on hold or that you had not been doing for some time comes back into the picture, and you're able to pick up and move forward with it again. Now, if it's not something that has been on hold, if it's altogether new, that's also possible. And the flowers certainly suggest that it's really exciting. On top of this, we have the Rider and Heart. So this is actually lovely for pursuing something that you love, moving forward in a direction, and picking up the pace in a happy and enthusiastic way. Now, it's possible that this points to a relationship. It's not really a person card, but it can bring some lovely feelings. And the Rider is sometimes associated with a lover or some kind of knight in shining armor character. So if not personal, it can be someone who is supportive and maybe you didn't hear from them for some time. And in fact, the letter and book are both news cards and information kind of cards. So there can be some connection or contact that comes through and that opens up this new beginning or renews the connection or puts you back on track towards this lovely objective. So very happy cards, really great for moving forward. The flowers with the letter, Rider, and book is also about news and communication, and it certainly brings this lovely feedback or this contact that puts you forward on this path and that picks things up. It's also great for positive feedback and wish fulfillment. And the coffin with the letter, heart, and book is sort of similar, except here we see on the left that things were on hold for some time, and now you're able to follow up on them because you hear back and there's good news. So these are lovely cards for positive news that open up an opportunity for you, Sagittarius, and you're able to pick up and move forward in your goals or in this relationship and whatever it is you're doing. Now, the cards are very flexible in terms of what area they cover. It could be anything, really. It could be in a relationship, at work, in some project, or in any other area of your life. They bring good news and they allow you to move forward and pick up the pace. Let me know what you make of this, Sagittarius. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading. We are drawing an extended line of 5. Let's deal out your cards and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Capricorn, here is your extended line of 5. I have to say this is unlike anything I've seen in this weekly reading and in a lot of your readings. There is a really challenging line in the middle, but we have the clover at the bottom, which is really interesting. The cross in the middle is possibly about a decision you make and probably something pretty heavy. Now, the man and snake earlier brings up a person. This is a relationship or somebody in your life. And the snake is pretty toxic, especially with the rest of the line Capricorn, where we have the cross, scythe, and mouse. This is definitely a combination for letting go, for breaking away from this person. The cross can mean that you've been thinking about it or it's weighing on you and that it's not easy for you to do. But the scythe and mouse is definitely about cutting away something that is causing you losses, draining your energy, something negative. And it ties into this man here. So it's very possible that you break away, break off from someone or something. And I think also, Capricorn, that this week is the time to do it and that you don't want to delay any longer, because this could be really not great for you. The mountain with the cross can mean an important direction that you're moving into. It can point to an obstacle as well. And I feel that you had been maybe stuck in this situation, but the cross is a very lucky card. And with the clover is a very lucky card. And with the cross, it suggests that there is an important sign or important redirection. The mountain and cross can also suggest an important chapter that is in the making for you, although at this stage, it might not be fully clear. The snake with the mountain scythe and clover is about getting around an obstacle and escaping something, I would say, Capricorn. So you're going to be very lucky with escaping this negative situation and getting out of it. And the man with the mountain mouse and clover is, it has the mouse at the end of the line. So again, we're seeing these obstacles that this man causes or that exist in this relationship and situation, but the clover suggests that you're going to be able to turn it around. I also think you'll be in a position to recover your losses, Capricorn, or turn things around. I have to say, though, that the transition is not easy, and the majority of the cards of this layout are this middle line, and these are quite tough. The idea is really to let go of this person or the situation around this person. This is someone negative. This is someone deceptive. This whole situation is really not great with this person, and you need to get out of it. And you will, and it would be the right thing to do, and you'll be able to turn things around. Now, the cards don't tell us who this person is, as in what context. If this is someone like a personal relationship, a friend, a colleague at work, or someone else in some other circumstance, the cards are really flexible in this regard. So you let me know who this person is, Capricorn, and what you're getting out of here. This is a really interesting spread. I hope you lock in the decision to release what's not supportive at this point and make a positive change. Let me know in the comments. As always, I look forward to your feedback. Best of luck with this, Capricorn. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is your extended line of 5, and it's looking really bright. It sounds like you'll be able to achieve goals, and you are definitely on the right track. We have the anchor in the middle, which is a card of staying and sticking with things, and it definitely supports you in pursuing what you're doing. So it encourages you to stick with what you're doing because it is going to lead to success. As you can see, we have the road and key. Normally, I would take the anchor and road to suggest avoiding change sometimes, but we have the rider and road on either side of the anchor, and both of these cards are movement and travel cards. We also have the ship, which is a travel and movement cards. And so with the anchor, it's a confirmation that you're on the right track, especially since we have the key at the end of the line, which is a card of achievement and success. You also are able to open up an opportunity, something unlocks for you, and you're able to pursue it at this point. Earlier, we have the flowers and rider, which is great for success and ambition and creativity. And it's definitely an encouragement for you to move ahead with your goals and to keep doing what you're doing until you achieve your goals. The flowers and rider is also good news, positive feedback, or contact that inspires you to move ahead. It could give you the green light. So you finally get the feedback, you get the positive conclusion that you're waiting for, and it enables you to move ahead with your goals. The ship and anchor would normally suggest arriving at your destination, which is very probable as well, Aquarius. But the moon also adds that a soft energy that's generally positive. And with the ship and anchor, which are also positive cards, it's very clear that you're going to be able to achieve your goals. So your projects are on the right track, Aquarius. You can achieve stuff. You can also unlock opportunity. So definitely go for this. It's an active week. There are active cards, and the anchor also encourages you to have confidence and to really stick with the disciplines and the commitment. The rider with the ship, road, and moon is definitely about travel, movement, going places. And if not physically, it's about pursuing goals and objectives. And the moon can also bring up an offer, which again, we're seeing there's this opening up an opportunity to pursue goals or to go after certain things that you want. The flowers with the ship, key, and moon is a very bright message. We have both the flowers and key in this combination. And this is definitely about success and achievement and being on the right track, and also getting positive feedback and appreciation, and really expressing creativity and putting yourself out there and going after these goals. Definitely on the right track. A lot of success here. So these are some really nice cards, Aquarius. They bring success and achievement. They're also active. They open up opportunities. So it could be a really like enthusiastic week with a lot of momentum. I'm not seeing people cards. The rider is sometimes a person, which they could be the person who brings you that good news or that support. So generally, it seems to be focused on your goals and objectives. So go after these, Aquarius. Go for the things that you want. Keep doing what you're doing. You know that it's on the right track here. Let me know what you make of these lovely ideas. I hope you resonate with them in this way. Very best of luck with the week, Aquarius. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Pisces, here is your extended line of 5, and I have to say it's a funny mix of cards. We have the beautiful star and cross at the top, and these are great for being in a location or in a space or a community that proves to be really supportive. And that's because the garden is a card of community, the outdoors, and going places and events in general. So there can be some really positive events, and also there can be some important things that come out of it. At the same time, the middle line is kind of a little bit negative. We have the mouse at the end of the line, and we have the coffin. Now here, it sounds like you could be choosing a location or focusing on a certain environment, and you could be making a choice. So in the middle line, there's a heart, coffin, and garden. So you might need to let go or move on from a certain place. And with the letter and mouse, you have to announce that, or perhaps there's some news that cause you some challenges in terms of maybe where you're located or what you're involved with, or this situation or environment, which could be a social environment. So there are some challenges in terms of a certain location, a certain space or environment, and you might need to let it go. Even if you don't want to, you have to let it go. And at the same time, we have the star and cross, which brings some very powerful signs in terms of where you should be. So I'm really thinking, Pisces, that you could be guided into where to get involved and where to settle for the time being and, put out your energy. So some spaces are going to go out and you're going to be guided towards a different environment. The coffin with the star, letter, and cross is great for very good news. It could come with a delay. In fact, it's very likely. And also, it's a little bit out of your hands. But the star and letter and the cross and letter points to some very important news. The heart with the star, mouse, and cross, this is also a bit challenging because of the mouse, but really, the stars is an all-around bright card, and it can help overcome the mouse. The heart and cross can also point to some important things that you're after, along with the heart and star. These are some bigger cards, Pisces. They bring up some bigger, higher ambitions. It sounds like this could be about alignment, where you should be for a while, for the time being. And the mouse can bring up some challenges. I'm thinking here in terms of the transition or making the decision and, letting go of a certain place and moving on to another one or a certain environment. But it's definitely in your higher interest, even if the transition is not so easy or the decision is not so easy as well. And if things are not changing smoothly, but there is a calling. There is a higher calling, and you want to adjust to this, Pisces, and pursue it. So there could be some bigger decisions here, Pisces, in terms of where you're going to be, what you're going to get involved with, some things you're going to let go of, and pursue something more significant. So this can bring a bit of a tougher decision, but it sounds like it's a realignment, and there's guidance here. So some very interesting cards. I certainly look forward to your feedback about this, Pisces, how it played out for you, because they're kind of unique. And so I'd appreciate, your perspective on how they played out for you. Very best of luck with this, Pisces. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself.